Imagine a single ditch, a simple trench, saving an entire city and a fledgling faith from an army of 10,000. This isn't a fantasy epic, it's the real story of the Battle of the Trench, or the Battle of the Confederates. A turning point in Islamic history that showcases incredible strategy, faith, and divine intervention. The year is 627 CE. The city of Medina, home to Prophet Muhammad and his followers, is facing its greatest threat yet. The Quraysh of Mecca, still bitter from previous defeats, have forged a massive alliance, a confederation of various Arab and Jewish tribes, all united by one goal: to wipe out the Muslims once and for all. This was the largest army ever seen in Arabia, a formidable force of 10,000 soldiers marching towards the small, vulnerable city of Medina. The news sent a wave of fear through the community. How could they possibly defend themselves against such overwhelming odds? As the leaders of Medina gathered, panic was in the air. A direct confrontation would be suicide. They needed a miracle, a new idea, and that's when a man named Salman al-Farisi, or Salman the Persian, stepped forward. Salman was not an Arab. He was a companion of the Prophet who had traveled from Persia in search of truth. He brought with him knowledge from his homeland, knowledge of warfare tactics the Arabs had never seen before. He suggested something radical. "O messenger of God, in Persia, when we feared an attack by cavalry, we would dig a trench around us. A trench. The Arabs were masters of desert warfare, of hit-and-run cavalry charges. But digging a massive ditch around a city was completely foreign to them. Yet, the Prophet Muhammad immediately recognized the brilliance of the idea. It would neutralize the Confederates' biggest advantage, their superior cavalry. The decision was made. The entire community, including the Prophet himself, mobilized. Men, women, and even children worked day and night, digging with their bare hands and simple tools. The Prophet wasn't just a leader giving orders. He was in the trenches with his people, hauling dirt, breaking rocks, and singing chants to keep their spirits high. It was a monumental effort, a race against time, fueled by unity and a desperate will to survive. They managed to dig a trench several meters deep and wide, spanning the entire northern approach to Medina. The only side not protected by natural barriers like mountains and dense palm groves. When the 10,000-strong Confederate army arrived, they were stunned. They rode up to Medina expecting an open battlefield, but instead they were met with a giant ditch they couldn't cross. Their horses couldn't jump it, and their infantry could uneasily descend and climb it without becoming easy targets for the Muslim archers positioned on the other side. The great Confederate army was brought to a standstill. Their grand plan for a swift, decisive victory was completely thwarted by a ditch. What followed was not a battle, but a siege. For nearly a month, the two armies faced each other across the trench. The Confederates were frustrated. They hurled insults and occasionally sent their bravest warriors to try and find a weak spot to cross, leading to small skirmishes and duels, but a full-scale assault was impossible. The psychological pressure was immense. Inside Medina, supplies were dwindling. Hunger became a constant companion. The companions would tie stones to their stomachs to suppress the pangs of hunger. The Prophet, sharing their hardship, was seen with 2 stones tied to his own stomach. Fear was also a major enemy. The city was surrounded, and a Jewish tribe within Medina, the Banu Qurayza, who had initially signed a pact of mutual defense, were now wavering, secretly negotiating with the enemy. If they attacked from within, Medina would be indefensible. The Quran describes this moment perfectly, saying hearts reached the throats. It was a test of faith like no other. But in the darkest hours, strategy and divine will began to turn the tide. A man named Nuaym ibn Muddad, a respected chief from one of the Confederate tribes, came to the Prophet in secret. He had converted to Islam but had kept it hidden from his tribe. He asked the Prophet, "Command me to do whatever you wish." The Prophet saw a golden opportunity and replied with a timeless lesson in strategy. "You are only one man among us. Go and sow discord among the enemy to draw them away from us, for war is deception." Nuaym executed this plan brilliantly. He went to the wavering Banu Qurayza and cleverly planted seeds of doubt about their new allies. "The Quraysh," he told them, "the Quraysh are not from here. If they fail, they will abandon you to face the Muslims alone. Demand that they give you some of their nobles as hostages before you join the fight." Then he went to the Quraysh leaders and said, "I have heard that the Banu Qurayza regret breaking their treaty. They plan to ask you for hostages, only to hand them over to Muhammad as a sign of goodwill." He told the same story to the other Confederate tribes. The seeds of mistrust were sown. When the Quraysh asked the Banu Qurayza to attack, they demanded hostages, just as Nuaym had predicted. The Quraysh, believing Nuaym's warning, refused. The alliance, built on shaky foundations, began to crumble from within, all thanks to the clever and discreet actions of one man. As the siege dragged on and internal disputes weakened the Confederates, the final blow came not from a human hand, but from the heavens. On a bitterly cold and dark night, a furious storm descended upon the Confederate camp. Icy winds tore through their tents, extinguished their fires, and overturned their cooking pots. The storm created chaos and panic. Their horses and camels broke free and scattered. Morale completely collapsed. They were cold, hungry, demoralized, and now fighting amongst themselves. The commander of the Quraysh, Abu Sufyan, realized the situation was hopeless. He stood up and declared, "O people of Quraysh, we cannot stay. Our animals have perished, the winds are destroying us, and our allies have broken their promise. Let us return." And just like that, under the cover of the raging storm, the mighty army of 10,000 packed up and retreated. When morning came, the Muslims looked out from their side of the trench and saw an empty plain. The enemy was gone. The siege was over. The feeling of relief and gratitude was overwhelming. They had faced impossible odds and had won without a major battle. After the Confederates retreated, the issue of the Banu Qurayza's betrayal had to be addressed. Their treachery during the most critical moment of the siege was a serious threat to the stability of Medina. Judgment was passed upon them according to their own law, the Torah, by a leader they themselves chose, resulting in a firm and final resolution to the internal threat. In the aftermath of this incredible victory, the Prophet Muhammad made a profound prophecy. He declared, "From this day on, we will attack them. They will not attack us." This marked a monumental shift in power in Arabia. The Muslims were no longer just a defensive force fighting for survival. They were now a major power, ready to shape their own destiny. He also prophesied the fall of the great Persian and Roman empires, which seemed like an impossible dream at the time, but history would prove him right. The Battle of the Trench is more than just a military victory. It's a masterclass in leadership. It teaches us the importance of being open to new ideas, like accepting Salman's suggestion of the trench. It shows the power of unity, with everyone from the prophet to the humblest citizen working together. It demonstrates the leader's role in sharing hardship with his people, boosting morale, and leading by example. And it highlights the brilliance of psychological warfare and strategic thinking, turning an enemy's strength into a weakness. It's a story that proves that with faith, clever strategy, and unwavering unity, even a small group can overcome the most powerful of foes. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button, subscribe for more stories from history, and share your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.